They laughed when they saw her limp. But the moment she turned her head, the laughter died, because the scar running down her face wasn't a wound of weakness. It was a reminder of where she'd been and what she'd survived. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The SEAL team had just returned from a long, grueling exercise, sunburnt, bruised, high on adrenaline and pride. They filled the mess hall with noise, swapping stories of triumph and near misses. Then the door opened. A woman in a tattered army jacket stepped in, her left arm bound in a sling, her right leg dragging slightly, as if each step was a negotiation with pain. She moved quietly, eyes fixed on the coffee pot in the corner. "Someone get the medic a chair," one of the men chuckled. Another added, "Or maybe she's lost. Cafeteria's down the hall, ma'am." The room erupted with low laughter, but one man didn't join in. Lieutenant Parker, the youngest of the team, stared at the patch on her sleeve. It was faded but unmistakable, a black wolf's head over crossed daggers. The insignia of Task Force Ironvale, a covert rescue unit that had vanished 2 years ago in Syria. Parker's throat went dry. "Wait," he began. But the woman had already turned toward him. Her eyes met his, and the air in the room shifted. The kind of silence that humbles even the proud. She poured her coffee slowly, ignoring the stares. Her hand trembled slightly as she set the pot down. "You boys think scars make someone weak?" she asked softly, voice steady as steel under velvet. Nobody answered. She took a sip, then smiled, not out of amusement, but memory. "When we went dark behind enemy lines, there were 12 of us. Only 2 made it out. The others didn't die because they were weak. They died because they refused to leave anyone behind." A spoon clattered to the floor. One of the SEALs, broad-shouldered and confident moments ago, now looked small, his face pale. Outside, the wind picked up, slamming the mess hall door open with a hollow bang. Dust rolled in. The sound made her flinch, instinctively reaching for a sidearm that wasn't there. The tremor in her breath told a story of too many nights spent listening for footsteps that never came. Parker stood. "Ma'am, were you with Captain Harris's unit?" Her eyes softened. "I was Captain Harris." The room froze. Even the ceiling fan seemed to hesitate mid-turn. She thought she'd never speak those words again. But now, facing the men who mocked her pain, she understood why fate had dragged her back here. Not for recognition, but for remembrance. Minutes later, the SEAL commander arrived, alerted by the uneasy silence. When he saw her, he stopped mid-stride. "Captain Harris," his voice cracked. We thought you were gone." "I was," she said quietly, "until one of your operations crossed the same valley we died in. I came to deliver something your men left behind." From her bag, she pulled a folded US flag, worn and dirty, the one carried by a fallen SEAL years ago. She placed it gently on the table, the same table where laughter had mocked her moments earlier. The room fell to its knees in silence. Not out of command, out of respect. That night, no one spoke of pride, only of sacrifice. The SEALs sat long after she'd gone, the flag spread across the table between them. A silent bridge between arrogance and honor. Parker finally whispered, "We mocked a hero." The commander nodded, eyes glistening. "No, we met one. Because strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it limps back through the door, bearing the weight of those who never made it home. And long after the laughter fades, the scars remain, not as shame, but as proof that courage walked among us." If this story moved you, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories like this. Stories that remind us what true strength looks like when the uniform fades, but the heart never does.